What's up, everybody? Give me 1 second here. We'll rock and roll. I appreciate you being here. Good to see you. All right. See here. What's up? Welcome. Good to be here. Good to see you. Welcome to Lab After Dark. Jovi became a YouTube member, a Lab After Dark member specifically. That's the difference. There is a difference. We are growing. Always cool. So thank you so much for that. Oh, man. It's cold. It is absolutely cold, even in the studio, even though we're close to being on fire. It's cold. I don't know what else to say. Is it cold everywhere else? We like growth. That's true. We certainly do. We certainly do. Anyway, good to see you. Good to be here. Thank you for being a part of the show. And shout out to the people on the replay crew that will catch this on the replay. You know, yeah, it is cold. I mean, it is. Wow. What we got going on, you know, it's just a little bit too cold. Anyway, good to see you. Free Mandela. I don't even know what that means. Who? Nelson Mandela? Is he still in jail? I'm pretty sure he's. See, that's what happens when you don't turn on subscriber mode. Well, it's winter. Thank you, Rosie. I appreciate you telling me that it's winter. I didn't know that. I thought it was actually summer, and at least spring. It had a springish feel to it. I sometimes I lose track of the seasons. It's a thing that happens to me. I don't look at the weather. I never look ahead. The way that I check the weather is I look out the window and I go, okay. And I get a pretty good idea of what's going on outside if I look outside the window or just up in the sky in general, you know, if I look outside and I see a tornado forming, I'm going to go, there's a chance that a tornado's coming. Or, you know, if it starts to rain, I'm like, oh, okay, well, it could possibly rain. I don't know how hard, I don't know how much, but it's possible. That's how I check the weather. And you know, forgive me if that's not acceptable. So, but yeah, it's absolutely freezing cold. And so wait. Hi, Josh. Hi. How are you? Angel talks too fast as a member for 6 months. Does that mean that you're in the bushes? Is that what that is? Is that a thing now? People are in the bushes. Is that a new thing? Is that a new YouTube live chat thing where people say, "Oh, the people there are lurkers or whatever it is." Is that the new thing? I don't know what that is. I wonder sometimes what when people say stuff like that. I don't know what it means. I'm not really up with the lingo. I don't like saying these YouTube streets. I think that you couldn't be more douchebaggery if you'd say things like what's going on these YouTube streets. I hate that. I hate in the bushes. I hate dirty deletes. I hate all that stuff. I absolutely can't stand any of it. I think it's all stupid. What's up on these YouTube streets? Nothing, dude. What's up on the regular street? You know? That's how I hate that. Why should I shouldn't feel that way, but I don't know why I do. I just do. Oops. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know. What's going on with the camera? It needs to come back. There you go. I just always like it's like grown adults saying that kind of thing. Oh, on the YouTube streets. What's going on these YouTube streets? Nothing's going on these YouTube streets, fool. Nothing. Nothing goes on unless you open up your computer or whatever or pay attention to anybody. So anyway, none of that is going on. I got caught. Here's a funny side note here. Um so when I used to do like interview podcasts, and I had interviewed bunches and bunches of different people. There were these three guys locally that within like 5 miles of me, and when I was doing my podcast, that they were there were the two brothers and another guy who was a wrestling coach, but they all ended up with UFC. One was a Bellator contract, and then the two brothers at that same time got offered UFC contracts, and they're in the UFC now. They're the Kosi brothers, and then another fighter was there, and one of them hit me up today and was asking me a question. But here's the craziest thing about when that happened, because it was terrible. And Rosie May, 46 in Northern. Yeah, it's something like that here. It's probably close to that, a few degrees off. Um, but so it says starting soon still. There's like you have to remember it or it whatever. But anyway, so so these guys were kind of blowing up locally. And at the time, I had kind of a local following. Now I have no local following whatsoever, none. And so I reached out to these guys for a podcast, and they were all undefeated fighters. So the two brothers, undefeated, the the wrestling coach who signed with Bellator, undefeated. They were all undefeated, right? And I was like, "Oh, this is great. This is awesome." And so I asked for an interview for the brothers. I think they got confused. I wanted to interview them at the same time. They didn't interview the same time. What they ended up doing was they did separate interviews, and we did that, and that was fine. And then I had the other guy, the wrestling coach. And like, yeah, if you're in the bushes, will you just pop your head out and say hi? Say friend of the show, hi. Like we got this one right here. So anyway, I interview the first brother, goes well. A couple days later, I interview the second brother, goes well. Then I interviewed The third guy is this after this is after the Foot Locker gig. It's well after the Foot Locker gig. And I wouldn't even say Foot Locker was a gig. I worked there for like a year when I was 18. So that wasn't, I wouldn't consider it a gig. Okay. But it was, yes. So anyway, I interview all three of them, right? All undefeated fighters. And so I go to watch the first guy's fight, his first professional fight. He's 7-0 and he loses. So I'm like, oh, okay. Then his brother goes to fight. He's also undefeated, 7-0. He loses. This is immediately after I do the interviews. They both lose, okay? And we talked about how they were undefeated, blah, blah, blah. We did all that. And so they both lose. And I'm going, dang, like that sucks. And then the third guy fights, and then he loses. And I never heard from any of them again. I think that they got together and they talked about it. And somehow, some way, I was this black cloud. I mean, I have never ruined three people's career faster than I did with these fellas. One of them finally messaged me today. I hadn't heard from them. I don't think any of them have won a fight since I've interviewed them. That's the truth. And I think, and I wasn't going to say anything. I wasn't going to bring it up. I was just kind of like, but people were like, didn't you just interview these guys? And you were like, yeah, man, how does it feel to be undefeated? How does it feel this? How does it feel? It feels great. Feels great. Feels great. They all lost. I don't even know if they fight anymore. I haven't seen them fighting. But I truly, like, I wouldn't bring it up. I wasn't going to bring that up, you know? And, everybody else brought it up. When I heard from him today, I was like, oh, hey, what's up? You don't hate me? And he's like, no, I do. I was like, I didn't do anything. It wasn't my fault. You should have trained harder. You should have trained. I didn't say that. They beat me up. But God, that was a blast from the past. I can't watch them anymore. I feel so bad that I think that I may have ruined their careers. I think that is a distinct possibility that it was my fault. And so, yeah, geez. And Linda gifting a Lab After Dark membership to Karen. Karen, good to have you. I know it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. And Gail, thank you so much for that super sticker. Gail, one of our faves around. Love when she's here. I hope Gwen is feeling better. Texas Life. It's cool. Look at you guys. Good to see you. But anyway, so that was just something that just happened earlier. I was like, holy crap, what was that, you know? Let's see. Show support. How would I gift? I can't gift a membership. Maybe I should try. How do I do that? I've done it before, I think. Maybe this is something I should set up, you know, earlier. But I never do. For some reason, I never do. Okay. Well, I'll work on that. I have to open it up from, because mine is on the YouTube studio screen. Yeah. So I think I just have to open up a regular one and we could go from there. But one thing I did want to talk about tonight, which I thought was like hilarious to me. And I don't even think it's political, but I'm sure there are some people that think it's political. But check this out. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen some crazy stuff. Dude, this did anybody see this article about Hunter Biden? Now, once again, I'm not political in any way, shape, or form. I don't care, other than this is a very, to me, sad, but it's kind of humorous because it just shows you like rich people are just like sick. They're like mental, you know. And I think Hunter might be the worst one of all the kids. this dude, this dude. I've never seen an expense report like this in my life. They're claiming that he spent like 5 mil. Let me see here. Let me it's pretty unbelievable. I've never seen anything quite like this. Yeah, it's the title says what Hunter spent while high, and how I don't know how they knew that he was high when he was spending this stuff, but they say that they do. But check this out. So he's been indicted, and I don't know the charges because I don't really care that much. And the only reason I say that I don't care that much is because if you know anything about politics, which I don't, I truly don't. The funniest thing about it is I think these are all federal charges. These are all federal charges. So like his father just conveniently happens to be the president of the United States. It's nice to know people. And so I don't think that if they're federal charges, I believe that he can be pardoned for everything. And so I don't really think it's like that big of a deal, but the story itself, like this amount of I mean, you got to see this. What is a Chateau Marmont bungalow? What the hell is that? $34,000 on a Chateau Marmont bungalow. I don't even know what that is. And to tell you the truth, I don't think I want to know. But then you have this Lamborghini Gallardo Spider that I'm sure he smoked cigarettes in. Merry Christmas or whatever, unless talking Trump. I'm not talking Trump. I promise. I don't even know. $650 a day. Okay, that's a lot of money. Malibu home, 20 grand a month. Another Malibu home, 16,000 a month. Hustlers Club, Hell's Kitchen. I'm assuming that's some sort of strip club. Am I right or am I wrong? I don't know. That's a lot of money. And then office in Georgetown. What does he need an office for? He was on crack the whole time. So 17,000 a month. Mandarin or does that really say? Or I don't know if that's Mandarin Oriental, New York, Central Park View Suite. 24, so $2,500 a night. I thought that word wasn't PC anymore. Smile Design Dental, $70,000 he spent on teeth because he was doing a bunch of crack, so he needed fake teeth probably. And for a guy that is spending this much money on frivolous things, why? Oh, I mean, you're smoking crack. Isn't crack one of the cheaper drugs? One of the funny things, I don't know if any of you guys, this is Corn Pop Jr., by the way, but I don't know if any of you remember this, but this guy, Hunter Biden, was doing he was doing an interview one time that I saw, and he was like talking to some lady, and he was telling her that he was smoking Parmesan cheese off. He thought it was crack when he was high and he was on the ground, and he would like pick up what he thought was drugs, but it just turned out to be Parmesan cheese, which is kind of weird that, you're eating all those carbs while you're doing um, crack. But he was, and he thought that he was smoking drugs, but it just turned out to be Parmesan. That's a true story. I mean, according to him, you know. So yeah, you know what? Yeah, Janet Tucker. I don't know anything about the guy. He has worked through blood, sweat, and tears to be sober. Let him recover in peace. Look, this is just a news story. This is something that broke, and they're going to cover it. And no matter what, I don't care about the guy. I don't care about the presidents. I don't care about any of that. But one thing that it does show me that I didn't need to know is that since forever, it has always been the children of very powerful people. And Joe Biden has been a very powerful person in the government for a long time. And it's just like you look at these children and you're just going, man, that's a lot of money. That's really what I was just kind of shocked by, was the amount of money and but yeah, he's going to be indicted, or he is indicted. Is he indicted already? I think he's indicted. And then what's going to happen is he'll get pardoned by his dad. Just kind of how it works. Like I said, it's good to know people. I thought, but I mean, that's an insane amount of money. I've never seen charges like that. And then buying the crack $100 at a time. Uh, yeah, wow. Yeah, I was just looking at that earlier. I found that to be like shocking, but how are they able to put this kind is this because it's a lawsuit or because he's been indicted like for tax evasion or something like that? I think you could get like probably over half of the rich people in the world on tax evasion, probably, or, you know, fudging the numbers. I don't think it's an uncommon thing. But but yeah, I never have either. Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of cash. Oh God, I couldn't imagine him and yeah, living together. But yeah, I just found that really interesting. That's a lot of money. Poor guy. So hopefully, it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna be a non-story because what's gonna end up happening is he's gonna get pardoned, and then that's gonna be kind of the end of that. And but wow, imagine like your dad's like one of the most famous people in the world, and then that shows up on the cover of the New York Post. I mean, they even went through the whole thing of putting his face with a cigarette on an American Express Platinum card, which I thought, that's a little. you know, that's a little touchy. That's a little insensitive, especially for, as someone pointed out earlier, that he's trying to get sober. I don't know the story, and I don't really care. Other than I just thought that this was rather interesting. But the Oro Blanco cigars, $500 cigars, $500 for a cigar. $500 for a cigar. Oh my lord, that's a lot for a cigar. I didn't even know. I didn't even know that that was like an option. $500 cigar. Yeah, Paula, they are. They definitely are allowed to they can pardon whoever they want. As long as it's a federal crime. If it's a state crime, they don't have any jurisdiction or power. I think the governor, I think the pardon has to come from the governor. So, if one of your constituents is kind of on your side, I guess that you could get them to do a favor for you. But yeah, it's really just all, yeah, exactly. That's what it is. And it's not just him. It's just I just like, life is so much different for like children. Like, think about on a much smaller scale, like Alec or Alex Murdoch. I hate that, by the way. To pick a friggin' lane and stay in it. But like, it sounded like his kids, they just ran that whole county, or whatever. Um, you know, and the rules didn't really apply to them either. And but on a smaller scale, of course. Yeah, a treat for me is a $30 haircut. Yeah, I mean, that's an expensive, to me. That's that's about what haircuts cost. But women haircuts, I had no clue for the longest time on how much money it costs a lady, or somebody even with just long hair, that gets it feathered and layered and friggin' whatever. I had no idea that it costs what it costs. Can you I would never, ever. Feathered, is that a thing still? My uncle, I have this uncle who still gets his hair feathered to this day. He has a mullet. It's a blonde mullet. He's like a towhead, and he wears like a leather jacket with a white zip up hoodie underneath, and pounds natty ice like it's water. Is that what it's? Yeah, yeah, exactly. Wow. It is amazing how much money women spend on their hair. Look, I don't like talking about food on this show, because I mean, I do, but McDonald's is like the most expensive restaurant in the world now. Like, they want like 4.5 for like a McChicken, like $4 for a double cheese, little double cheeseburger. They want almost $4 or $5. It's crazy. Wait till you start buying. I'm not going to start buying makeup, or maybe I will. Well, it depends. It actually depends. Yeah, makeup. But that's what I'm saying. I had no idea. So it cost me $35 to get my hair cut. I tip $5 religiously. A $5 tip It is what it is. The haircut's already expensive. I think that tipping $5, so it's $40 for me to get my haircut, and I think that that's I don't know if it's a generous tip, but I think that it's enough. Is it not enough? What are you supposed to tip on a haircut? I don't mind tipping on a haircut because it's something I can't do for myself. Like I can't give myself a good haircut, but $5 should be a decent tip, is it not? I don't know if it is. Uh, yeah, Paula said, yeah, it is well over $5. $5 is good, right? $7? I can't do that. I can't do a $7 tip on a $35 haircut. I just can't do it, man. I mean, I guess I could. I just feel for some reason 40 kind of, and I feel maxed out there. I feel maxed out with $40 per haircut. Okay. I mean, $7 for a $35 haircut. I do remember when I do remember that. Seven, $7? Really? Where do you get that? Are you doing a percentage? What's the deal there? 20%? Oh, come on. Come on. Really? 7. All right. All right. 20%. 20%? Isn't food 15%? How come how come food is cheaper than a haircut tip? Why is that? Why is that? El Cheapo? That's not I'm not cheap. That I'm not cheap at all. I didn't know it was 20. You would think that I mean, you're paying for the haircut, right? Most people there's a lot of people that don't even tip when it comes to haircuts. I see it. It's 35 and $35 is a lot of money for a haircut. It just is. I mean, it's a lot for a guy to get his haircut. 35. It's not like crazy expensive, but it's a lot. I mean, there's got to be some people that can't afford to get the haircut, or they can't afford the tip, or I don't know. But you tip less for food? I don't think so. $87 for a haircut. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Well, I appreciate you saying that. Eric said, "Josh, you always have badass cuts, and I'm getting a cut tomorrow, so it's like on my mind. So now I'm gonna have to tip. I am going to feel inadequate because of Debbie says that a $5 tip on a $35 haircut is not acceptable. That it has to be 7. What for the record, and tipping is fine. I got no I think it's, I tip. I even tip when I go up and like I call an order to go, I still tip. That's normal, yeah? Paying from knowledge. $10 tip. Jovi gives a $10 tip. Yeah, but look, if it costs 200 bucks, I would tip more than $5. Where does this 20% come from? I don't believe I do. Yeah, we always do. We tip for yes, we tip for everything. And that's fine. How much do I tip the dog? What dog groomer? I'm the dog groomer. I'm the dog groomer. I don't tip me nothing. Not a thing. Is it the service industry standard? All right. I don't know if I go to a hair cuttery. Yeah. I don't know. I always do tip, but oh, Paula Walker. Paula Walker coming in hardcore. I don't tip on carry out, period. How do people feel about that? Let's see. Let's get a poll here. Let's get a poll. Probably gonna mess it up. Do you tip on take or do you tip on pick up? All right, here we go. Polls up. Polls up. All right. The poll is: do you tip on carry out food? That is going to be interesting. I do. I go to a barber. Delivery, yes. Takeout, no. Hey, this is interesting. I've never really given it much thought. I do. I tip on takeout. I tip on takeout, and I don't know. I mean, somebody's got to make the food, don't they? Tip on deliveries. So, are you guys? So, do I need to stop tipping? Do I need to stop tipping on carry out food? Is that something that I need that I gotta stop? Like if I get something door dashed, obviously you tip. You don't want the guy to like, fart in your bag or whatever he will do because I think he can see the tip before he gets it. He's like, I don't even know why anybody would take a DoorDash order without a tip, but could you imagine? Um, so people are just a flat out no on. I mean, it's pretty overwhelming. Let's see. I mean, it's like 80% no. 8 out of 10 people are saying no. Man, I just can't do that. Yeah, see? I only tip service to my table, DoorDash. Yeah, I mean DoorDash is carry out sometimes, but why sometimes? Like why wouldn't you tip it? Why wouldn't you tip every time? That's what I don't get. What is it? Because somebody's extra nice, or they put a couple extra croutons on your salad, they get you ranch on your sides, they got you all buttoned up. Why wouldn't you tip every time or none at all for carry out? Right? I don't know. What does it depend on? That's what I'm curious about that. Is there something, oh look, like, my I don't know, my food's all properly buttoned, or I don't know. I don't know why you would tip sometimes and then not tip sometimes. Hmm. When we don't have a Sizzler here anymore, but my grandma used to be obsessed with Sizzler, and whenever she could, she was like, "Let's go to Sizzler. Let's go to Sizzler." And she would always talk about the For some reason, she liked their clam chowder, which is like the most disgusting thing to like from a place like that. But we got like uh, we got bad service, I would say. Like we probably got checked on once. I mean, you're talking about a five top, and yeah, Sizzler. My grandma, she's an old lady. She likes that stuff. And it's good. We used to my kids loved we would all go, man. I thought it was cool, but they had a really good salad bar. But I think so we were getting fairly bad service. I don't think our drinks were like refilled or anything. And um my grandma, who is typically has no problem at all with, tipping and things like that. I was getting ready to lay the tip down. And she goes, "No, don't tip. You're not, don't leave a tip." And I was like, "Why? Why not?" She's like, "Because she wasn't a good waitress, right?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, whatever. It's not a big deal. Like, I was just going to leave like a $10 tip." And so I did. I put the $10 on the table. I said, "Okay, I'll meet you guys out front," because I was going to pull the car around. I was like, "I got to use the restroom." So I get up and I go to the restroom and I pull the car around, and the kids get in. I help grandma in, and she reaches into her pocket, and on the little center console, she slaps down the $10. She goes, "Here." And I said, why did you do that?" She took it off the table, the tip that I was leaving, and gave it back to me. And that's when I looked at her and I was like, "This lady's a gangster." Like that was gangster. It was just the principle. I couldn't believe it. She was like, "Absolutely not." She ganked it off the table and gave it back to me. I was I was like, "Holy crap." Yeah, she took the tip off the table. She certainly took the tip off the table. It's the only time she's ever done anything like that. It's the only time she's ever done anything like that. And it was weird. It was funny though. I was a little shocked because it was really outside. Like like I said, that's just not typically something that she would do. For some reason, it really stuck in her craw that this lady didn't refill her iced tea. And that's another thing too. I said, "But just ask." And she doesn't want to do that either. But just she just took it right off the table. All right. It's like, damn, that's rough. That is rough. So I remember that was a whole deal, and kind of traumatizing. No. Callie Di Callie Dime says, "I thought you meant the waitress took the money off the table and gave it back to you, but no, it never made it to the waitress. There was no way that she was going to let it get that far. It was just not going to happen." She's like, "No, I'm not." There's when I told her, I'm like, "I'm leaving a tip," and $10 wasn't even enough, but I did agree that the service was not good at all. I was 100% down with that, not leaving a great tip, but leaving a tip. Okay, like it wasn't a great tip at all. And she just took it. She just took it from. She's like, you know what? No tip for you. Uh, Okay. I mean, she slapped it down too. I think because I was like, no, 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 no. I'm going to leave a tip. She's like, no, don't leave a tip. And I said, I'm leaving a tip. No, you're not. I'm leaving one. Enough, please. And then she confronted me with it in the car. Josh, do you tip in retail stores when checked out? No, no, of course not. Like, what if I buy a jacket? No. Do people do that? Is that a thing? Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna smack her. You do that. All those years of her smacking my hand. Um, do I tip fast food carry out? No, of course not. What do you mean? Like through a delivery? No. No, but this we're talking about restaurants where people are actually making uh, well, I guess they do that too. This is such a problem. My head's spinning. I'm gonna have to read up on this. That makes sense, Paula. Paula's got a good look. It's the same thing as carry out as I see it. Okay. From now on, I'm not tipping on carry outs. That's it. That's it. From now on, no tips on carry outs. I'm sure my food will never be right again. I mean, come on. Yeah, you're not allowed to get tips in retail. But I have seen those self checkouts. Domino's has this thing where they want you to round up and to like Shriners or something, which I think that's okay. I don't mind. I think that's okay. But it's really weird. Other countries, like when you're talking about tax, other countries have the tax already put in to the item. Like it's not like, oh, it's 29.99, but it's really coming out to 33.14 after tax or whatever it is. I think the where I'm at, it's like eight, 8.25%, which makes it a lot easier to you're like, oh, okay, that thing says it's, $41. It should all be built in to everything. Everything should be everything. The tipping industry is out of hand. Uh no, but my uncle does that and I hate it. Like I absolutely hate it. He always said, yeah, he does the umbrella thing. Like, okay, I got a tip for you. And they're like, okay. And it's like when it's raining, have an umbrella. And they're like union. But yeah, my the one that by the way, I didn't even tell you about this, and then we'll get back to the tipping thing. But for some reason, and this is the same uncle that was hitting on the 89-year-old lady at Thanksgiving last year. Apparently, this year she is now too old for my uncle. Apparently 90 is the limit. 89 was cool, but 90, he just can't see himself. with and he's like 54. Scumbag. It's just absolutely degenerate behavior. And I tell him all the time, just leave her. Don't, but she didn't show up. Yeah, she's too old now. She wasn't too old last year, but apparently, she's too old now. It's what's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And I've heard some stupid things, especially from him. I, I don't know. I tip all the, yeah, I pretty much, I don't tip in fast food like anybody. I don't tip, um, at retail stores. But on takeout, I don't know. I think that because I think that the waitresses have to actually put the stuff together still, like they have to bag it up, and I don't know. Cares? Yeah, the cutoff was 90. The cutoff was, and I actually, I'm gonna get him on the show to talk about that. Rachel Carr says, I can't stand self checkouts in the store. I don't want to work for your company. Self checkouts are okay as long as they're simple. If it's a complicated process, if you get stuck in front of somebody that is like a numbnuts, yeah, it's just better to just go through the line. I totally do get that. Gail's mom made it to 97. That is incredible. Yeah, self checkouts, if they're simple to use, if it's fast, fine. I don't care. Safeway has them. They're not like a huge thing here, but they are used. I was a Callie Dime said I was a waitress for a long time. My rule tipping is and was if I did basic, I would expect the bare minimum. If I went above and beyond the Call of Duty, I would hope for more. But my thing is, you should like whatever you're doing, you should always do it to the max, right? I mean, what's the bare minimum for being a waiter or waitress? And I've never been one, but what is that? Is it, I mean, you make your rounds, you ask them if they want something, you check in with them. uh, you know if the food's bad, that's not really the waitresses or waiters fault. That would be the cook's fault. And even though I know a lot, I know a lot of the times it's kind of put on the waiter or the wait, because people, you guys got to understand, and most of you probably do, when you work with the general public, people are jerks. There are so many rude people in this world, to the point where I have a friend that I love with all my heart, but I will not go to a restaurant with him because of the way he talks to waiters and waitresses. I just can't stand it. It's it I've even said that to him. I'm not gonna I just I don't do that. So tipping to me is like, working. So many people are just, I see it constantly, how people in the service industry are just treated like dog crap. And, that's why waitressing was always such a big deal in just wherever, because it was really one of the only ways that a non college educated person could support a family by working for tips, especially in a restaurant. And I think that, I don't know if that's still the case or not, but it certainly was. And I would think, it's just people are just really rude. I was I was in that I was in the cell phone store where that guy that was patient zero, and this dude walks in all huffy, talking about how he was on call with the call center. And he says to the lady, he goes, I couldn't understand the person. And I understood what you were saying. Sometimes it is hard to understand people from overseas at a call center, and I totally get it. And he says, well, she says, have you called the call center? And he's like, yeah. He goes, but he's all, what's going to happen is I'm just going to end up getting some Hindu, is how he said it. Now, the word Hindu in and of itself isn't racist, but the way that he presented it was very negative, and and the lady's just sitting there just like, okay. And he was very pissed off about the situation and how he had to talk to somebody where English wasn't their first language. And I get it. Like, but here's the thing. Whoever he was talking to was probably 10 times smarter than him, because they obviously speak multiple languages. Now, I get it. It sometimes when people have accents, it's very hard to understand them. And I, that's one thing. And you can handle that in a much, much different way than he was handling it. And he was abusing this poor lady about the call center. And I'm like, dude. And one of the problems that I have in life is that when I'm in a place where, you know, people are being rude to service people, I sometimes I end up saying something to that person. Like when I was in Subway that one time, when the lady that was huffing ketamine in the back, this guy comes in, it's 15 minutes to close. And what he said, what does he say? He says, hey, I'd like a tuna sandwich. What does the lady say? What does the lady say? I'm sorry, we're out of tuna. And he goes and then stomped his foot. I looked at him like, are you out of your mind? And the lady's just sitting there like, sorry, we're out of tuna for the night. Stomp. It's like, bro. So I turned to him and I said, hey, we should watch the store for her while she goes and catches more tuna. And then he says to me, well, you're awfully rude. And I said, you're awfully rude. And then he walked out. So, yeah. I mean, what's she going to do? Let me go find some more tuna out back in the alley. Oh, you don't have any more tuna? It's like, no, she doesn't have any more tuna. And you're here 15 minutes before they close. And he was very, very mad at me. But I do that all the time. I kind of patronize people if they're giving a service, like somebody in the service industry crap. Because I know that that person really can't say what they want to say. You know what I mean? And I don't mind saying it for them. Yeah, that's what I didn't understand. What is it that all right, I know that I have a lot of Subway stories, but there was a time where I went into Subway and the toaster wasn't working. Now, I don't typically get my sandwiches toasted. And even if I did get my sandwich toasted and the toaster didn't work, I wouldn't give a rat's ass, not even a little bit. It wouldn't bother me in the least, not even for a nanosecond. And and so guy, so when I walk in, The first thing that this guy, the kid, he's a kid, says to me is, "Hey, just to let you know, we're out of Coke. Like we're out of the fountain Coke, and we're also out of and my toaster is broken." He just lays it out there, sight unseen. I said, "All right, cool, bro. Very nice. I don't care. I'll make it work." 3 people walked in. 3 different people walked in while I was there. He gave them all the same spiel. 2 people were like, "It's all right. We'll adapt." And one guy says, "Have you checked if there's a blown fuse?" So the pimply faced kid who weighs a buck 10, who's working a summer job, asked him if, "Have you checked the fuse?" And this is what the kid says to him. I don't work on the like kind of like in a shaky voice. I don't work on the equipment. I don't work. Check the fuse on the toaster. Go check the fuse, buddy. Like what? Okay, so say the fuse is blown. You got an extra fuse back there somewhere. Say he finds the fuse. This is what so then I say to him, I said, "What's he going to do if the fuse is blown? Is he going to shut the store down and then go to O'Reilly's or wherever and buy a new fuse and install that fuse while the store is closed? Or is he just going to keep making sandwiches that he can make because that's his job?" And the guy's like, "I was just asking." No, you weren't. You were insinuating that he should go fix the toaster because you want your sandwich toasted. Never mind the fact that you could be headed home to a place that may or may not have some sort of toaster or oven, possibly a toaster oven. And I just really couldn't believe that he asked him that. "Did you check the fuse?" No, dick. I didn't check the fuse. That's what I would have said. But that's what so what are you gonna so say he can fix, say that he can diagnose what's wrong with this machine. It's a big machine. It's got some, it's got some crap. It's just looks like a lot, you know. "Hey kid, check the fuse." It's like, I gotta stop going to Subways, dude. People are just rude in Subways. Like the rudest. I am not a Libra. I'm a Scorpio, but I don't think I believe in astrology, but who knows? No, no, an actual fuse inside. I don't even know if the thing had a fuse. Nobody, he just assumed that there was a fuse in there. There could have not been a fuse. I don't know. Maybe the guy worked on microwave toaster ovens for a living, so he would know what was going on with it. But I don't know. I doubt it. Well, you used to have a heat press that had a fuse in it, and sometimes the fuse would go out, and that was always a problem. But you could always get a new one. But I mean, that's not his job. He doesn't fix the equipment. I don't know why he did that. It was just it really pissed me off for some reason. For some reason, it got to me that day. But I just can't stand it. I hate that's so that I guess that's why I tip. And yeah, I tip at Subway. I absolutely do. And let's see here. Yeah. He'll get his gift. He'll get his gift. Let's see. What's this? I think that chicken place is rude for having their employees stand outside at drive-through in the rain, sleet, or heat. Just wrong to me. I wouldn't. Yeah, In-N-Out Burger does that too. They certainly do. That's what I thought, dude. I thought $5 was plenty as well. I'd say yes, bent over. I say yes, bent over, so I could screw it in. That's where you're gonna. Yeah, there used to be a Subway right across the street from where I worked, and every time you went in there, it was a different disgruntled employee, and uh, it was always it wasn't disgruntled, but yeah, they were very sad. It did I did kind of feel that way too. Callie Dime says I always question McDonald's when they tell me their shake machine isn't working. That thing is never working. It's funny that you said there is a website that actually keeps track of all down ice cream machines. I don't know the site name for every McDonald's in the country. Um, it was a really popular one for a long time. Kimberly Reyes says that I heard a while back that you're supposed to tip 50 on beauty services. What? Hell no. Really? We got people in here saying 20%, but 50? I think 20% a ton. Debbie says 20% is the industry standard. I believe her. Seems like a lot. Yeah, 50% seems like a lot. To me, I don't know. I just 20 seems generous. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It certainly does. That's when I get rude back and I tell them it's not my 20% minimum on most things. Wow. Holy crap. Like if you live in New York, think about this. If you live in New York, they tip their doormen. Like they give them Christmas bonuses and stuff like that. The doorman at their building that they live at. I mean, they tip everybody. Everybody. So I think the way to combat inflation is to just, tips shouldn't be, I don't know. Rebecca says that's why I stay home. Absolutely. That's why I stay home too. Absolutely. I like to cook for myself. I certainly do. Mr. G. Brooks says, Merry Christmas, one of my best friends, and Merry Christmas to all. I appreciate that, Garrett. Very much so. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you too. And I hope everything is working out. Rosie said, coming in hot. He coming in hot. Yes, he is. It's a very generous man. Uh, let's see. Tipshire, yeah, Gail's right. I mean, I think Gail's kind of, I think Gail's kind of right on the money with this one. I do believe, yeah, that it is really your discretion. Um, but it is interesting to talk the industry itself. I mean, I'd wonder what Hunter Biden tips. Probably a lot. Probably a lot. Yeah, it's too late to eat. It's like I don't even know what time it is. It's almost midnight. here on the West Coast. So I know most of you are East Coast in it. I think my well that I mean this one this one I absolutely agree with 100% that it's too much top pay and not enough bottom or mid pay. It's kind of like the United States. The tax is really comes from the middle, like the middle class to even lower middle class, high middle class, it kind of depends on that. Yeah, he did. He did tip me. Paula Walker says, "I'll tip you because you always give us good service." Well, I just appreciate you guys being here. That's a really big deal to me. So thank you, and thank you for that super chat. When I order pizza delivery, yeah, pizza delivery, you got to tip. You got to tip on pizza delivery. That's one thing that I always do. But now, okay, so here's the thing, and I'll check back in with you guys. So I get my haircut tomorrow. I'm gonna tip the $7 because that's what I've been told that I have to do, and I was told that I was a cheapskate because I only tip $5 for a haircut. I thought $5 was. I've been doing it all wrong. And this guy's my friend. Like he's my friend too. And I don't ask him for a discount. I don't ask him for free haircuts. I don't ask him for anything. I just ask him to cut my hair and I pay him for it. And so I'm gonna Debbie. No, Debbie, I'm going to tip him $7. And you know what? Here's the thing. I'm going to tip him that $7 tomorrow, and he will not care one bit. Now he'll care if I don't tip him, but I'll get the same reaction from him, and I'll prove this that I will get the same reaction if I tip $5 or if I tip 7. He'll thank me the same. I guarantee it. Now, if I don't tip him, what happens then? Does he get pissed? What happens then? Does he harbor resentment and cut my hair bad? What if people can't afford to tip? I often think about that. Tip him 7, just don't interview him. Yeah, he'll lose his job. I'm just doing a bald fade like I always do. I'm excited too. It's been a little bit since I've had a haircut. Been a little bit since I had a haircut, so I'm really looking forward to it. Which is a weird thing to look forward to, but yeah. He accidentally shaves off your eyebrow. Dude, that happened to my I don't know if some of you guys heard the show the other day, but I was talking about a barber that absolutely used to terrify me. He was the one with the Vidal Sassoon dude. And unfortunately, I recommended my sister's kid, or I recommended my sister to take her kid there because his haircuts were good. The first time they go there, the guard falls off and he puts a friar tuck right in the middle of his head, straight to the scalp. Just about it's like it was at least a $half size. It was unbelievable. So he had to shave his head. He was pissed. And my sister was pissed at me, and for good reason. I felt so bad. That was so long ago, though. He was so young. But yeah, he Friar tucked him. You know what that means, right? You guys know what Friar tuck is. You got straight up Friar tucked. Oh, I don't know. I've never gotten my mail person a gift. Are you supposed to do that? Is that something you're supposed to do? Do I need to get my mail person a gift? It's the same lady every time. Uh, do you guys get your mail people gifts? What am I supposed to get the mail person? Like an apple? I don't know. What do you get a mail? Oh, you're so this is a thing. I've heard of this, but look, I'm exempt from everything when it comes. I don't, I'm not cultured, I don't know any of that stuff. I eat with just one fork and one knife. I don't need six different forks. I don't care what restaurant I've never even been to like a really, really fancy restaurant uh, ever in my life. I mean, I can't even think. I'm trying to think of the fanciest restaurant that I've ever been to. Uh, but I don't know. I can't remember. Like, I don't even know a fancy restaurant that I've ever been to. Sizzler was the fancy. No, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Well, then I'm gonna get her a Christmas present. I'm gonna get her a gift card. I'm gonna get her. But this is the thing. I don't even know if she drinks coffee. She wears a bucket hat and a mask with headphones on, and rarely says two words to me. So if I get, she probably doesn't drink coffee. I don't know. What do I do? Do I get her an Amazon? Imagine getting an Amazon gift card for her. And she's got to like, where's she going to mail it to? Her house? Who's going to deliver it there? That would piss me off. I think now I'm thinking about if you're a mail person, if you're a mail person, do you trust somebody to deliver you? Can you just intercept it at the, you know? Love Pink gives the mail person cash. Wow, I've never heard of that one. I have never in my life heard of that. Paula gives. Well, I have a lawn guy too. Am I supposed to tip him? I pay him all year. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll get her. I guess I'll get her one. See, now Debbie's speaking my language. This right here is what my grandfather used to do. Here's what he would do. He would just make a bunch of cookies and hand them out. Like he would get the little tin jars and hand them out. He would just bake cookies. That was his thing. Like, after he was retired, which I always found funny because I told him he was gay. Joke didn't go over so well. Nor did that we never landed on the moon, nor did 9/11 was a conspiracy. He didn't like those kind of jokes. He didn't like when I would say like, you're gay. There's a bit of a generation gap between us. He didn't like he wasn't particularly fond of some of Joshua's jokes. It's like, dude, you're wearing an apron. Like you're gay. And this didn't go over well. It never did. I mean, I will now. I just didn't. I don't know. I have never ever given the mail person a gift. I will, I guess. But why do I have to give them a gift? I don't get it. I didn't know that that was a thing. I mean, I knew I'd heard of it before, but I didn't know that giving a male person a gift was something that you actually had to do. But apparently it sounds like it's a thing. We got Love Pink doling out cash to her lady. That's impressive. Absolutely impressive. I tell you, I don't know. This whole tip situation, it's got me discombobulated, to be honest with you. And I don't understand it. There's a lot of rules. So, and tomorrow I'm going to tip $7 on a $35 haircut, which will bring it to a $42 haircut. And I don't care how good that haircut is. It's not, and I repeat, it's not $42 good. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. He cuts really good hair. Let's just put it that way. Do I have a different shampoo person? Nope. I am the shampoo person. I don't go to a dog groomer. I clean the dogs as much as possible. And I do their nails. It took me a while to get Otis to trust that I could do the nails. Yeah, they tax groceries. They tax all kinds of stuff, man. I tell you. They certainly do. Let's see here. Oh, Peyton added some more outro music. That's very cool. Peyton adding some intro and outro music. What is this? It's your birthday?
Go, 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 shout. It's your birthday. We're gonna party like it's your birthday. We're gonna sip Bacardi like it's your birthday. And you know we don't give a f***ing at the birthday. Go, go.
I'm gonna have to start. I'm gonna have to start checking these. I'm not saying it was bad. That wasn't what I expected.
Go, 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 shout. It's your birthday. We're gonna party like it's your birthday. We're gonna sip Bacardi like it's your birthday. And you know we don't give a f***ing at the birthday.
Wow. Wow. Not bad. Not bad. It's interesting. It's your birthday. Yeah, 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 yeah. I liked it.
Go, go.
It's the cover for In the Club by 50 Cent.
Go, 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 shout. It's your birthday. We're gonna party like it's your birthday. We're gonna sip Bacardi like it's your birthday. And you know we don't give a f***ing at the birthday.
Oh, man. You guys have a great night. Appreciate you being here. Thanks for letting me goof around with you guys. And let me again say thank you to everybody that was here. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Brooks, Gail again, Linda. Nine months, Rosie. Angel 6 months. I had fun tonight. I had a good time. It's you guys are awesome. It's your birthday. It's your birthday.
Go, 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 go. Go, 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 shawty. It's your birthday. We gonna party like it's your birthday. We gonna sip Bacardi like it's your birthday. And you know we don't give fucking at the birthday.